Good afternoon, friends. How are you all today on this Sunday morning after being nourished by the Lord through His Word and His wonderful presence in our lives? Today, I would love to share with you the necessity of meaningful, good human conversations. There are many millions of people who desire to have a meaningful, intimate, deeper conversation with someone in their lives. Not all of them are privileged to receive or to have a wonderful, attentive ears to listen to what they want to share. That is the pity of humanity, that there are so many are yearning to have a meaningful conversation about so many things they go through in their lives, but they don't have a good person to listen. So, this is what do you call a famine of listening, a drought of listening capacity among us. It is not just about listening, but we need today to understand how to engage ourselves in meaningful conversation. To start with, first we should learn how to have a conversation with our own personal self. When I say our personal self, it is our own soul. Don't be intimidated by such words like soul and self. It is simple. What we call in the Christian tradition examination of conscience. Again, it is not just about focusing on our sins. When I say every evening before you go to bed, you have a personal conversation with your own self, that is, think of all the important interactions and things you have done on a day and check each of them how much you acted out as a fully human person, bringing out your best self in everything. The other day I said, in every action we do, is God is active as the center of our being. If that is happening in every human interaction, every action you accomplish on a day, what do? You bring out the best of yourself to others, the best of everything in you to go out to other people and your work or the input you offer to others. If you have done it in everything you did on a day, you have done excellent. That is the meaning of a personal conversation with yourself. Sorry. And that carries on. How do you have or how do you engage in meaningful conversation with other human persons? For example, you meet a friend and you spend some good time with him or her. And how do you engage in a conversation with that person? First, be vulnerable. Don't be too strong in presenting yourself your own views. Because when you show your vulnerability, your friend or whoever comes to conversation with you will be so open and feel like sharing everything. Whatever he or she thinks, want, or feel like receiving from you. And second one, focus on in the task you are engaged right now. You are having a heart to heart conversation, and that should be the focus of at that moment, that conversation. And whatever the person conversing with you, bring in there and show your empathy. That is, investing your whole self in that conversation, that the person feel, yes, he or she is interested in me, in what I am trying to share, the issue I am discussing here and now, that you offer a hope. Wow, this will bring me to a good understanding of whatever I am talking about. And be an active listener. Sometimes our mind is engaged in something else than the conversation we have with the person. Or we are always trying to find out what is my response. Should I be responding right away logically so that the other person doesn't think I'm stupid? No, that is not the point. You be the active listener and receive everything the person wants to share with you. And finally, you find a beautiful rationale and offer a good resolution to your conversation by being actively and totally engaged in the conversation. You just think about Jesus. What a meaningful conversation that he had with the Samaritan woman at the well near Samaria. What an amazing conversation that totally transformed the life of that woman for the rest of her life. And just we listened in the gospel today. What a meaningful spiritual conversation Jesus engaged with the two disciples to Emmaus. Is it possible? Even when you as parents have a conversation with your children, engage with them totally, or with a friend, or with a co-worker. Even as leaders, if we have an engaged, an active conversation with your people in your community or in your group, just think about how many beautiful things can happen, how many problems could be easily resolved through meaningful, engaged conversations. I wish you to do that intentionally hereafter. Whenever you enter into conversation, focus, empathize, and be active listeners. You will find beautiful results out of your meaningful, engaged conversations. God bless you and thank you for listening.